Hello everybody, welcome back to the Star Power channel. I am here in my room, but not for long. So I'm going on a trip to the Dominican Republic. I can tell you that now because by the time you see this video, I'll have already been there and left, so there's no way you could find me there. And while I'm going on this trip, I'm going to be doing a little bit of an experiment. What we're going to be doing is changing my daily lifestyle. Typically, my day consists of watching YouTube, playing games, watching anime, and any kind of thing that involves a screen to my face. So, we're going to be changing all that. We're going to be doing something that would make my parents proud. I'm going to be reading books and listening to podcasts.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really.
Sorry, I need a moment. Just hold on. While I know that sounds super cringe, and I know that is just the weirdest thing that could come out of my mouth, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be leaving my Switch here and my computer. So the whole trip will be recorded on my phone. Whenever I'm lounging around, instead of playing games or watching videos or listening to music, I'm going to be having my face in a book or my ears listening to a podcast. I have 2 books I'm going to be taking with me, and this is a book that my family has recommended for me to read for a long time now. How to Win Friends and Influence People. They say it's not because of the title, it's because it's apparently like a psychology book about like how people think and stuff like that. It's a little humorous, so it's not like it's just information in the book. So I'm going to be reading this, nice and thick. And then the next one I'm going to be taking is this book, Douglas Coupland Microserfs. My mom read this when she was apparently my age, and she wants me to read it as well. Also informational, it's about the new age of technology, when it started and stuff like that. So I'll be reading that. And also I will be reading news to catch up on popular topics. I'm giving this a chance because I feel like right now it's just my bias keeping me from doing this. I haven't listened to it before. I like watching anime. I like playing my games. That makes me feel good. So I should just do that instead. I'm not going to listen to you, Mom. Like, get out of my room. So if I at least give it a try, look at the news, read some books, touch grass, then hopefully it'll actually be beneficial to me. For podcasts, I'm thinking of listening to this one. It's also like psychology. I do like psychology things. I just don't look into it. And typically when we're on the plane, we have little screens and we can watch movies. But instead of watching a feature film or an action movie or anything like that, like I typically would watch, I'm going to be watching a documentary. You'll see what the documentary is when I'm on the plane, but yeah. So this will be a weekly vlog. Some days I might skip or whatever. I'll just give like a little summary each day with some clips of my day. But yeah, so wish me luck, and I'll see you on the other side, gamers. Good morning. It's now 4:15 on day 1. We're going to be flying out today. But yeah, so I got all my things ready in my little backpack. And I forgot to tell you guys that one of my conditions to my mom that I would do this is if I could bring one book with me, and it's a manga. So if I ever get really bored of the reading, I can at least entertain myself with that. But I can only read it once, so I can't like keep rereading it. We're gonna eat breakfast, drive to airport, fly the plane, you know how it goes. So yeah, off you go. I decided to try getting some more rest in the car, but I had trouble falling asleep. So I decided, while I'm awake, might as well read a book. Okay, so we just dropped off the car. We're now on the bus. We're going to transfer to the airport. I did start listening to a podcast. It's called The Hidden Brain. And like I said, it was a psychology kind of thing. The thing that I like about it is that it's not like it's a live thing. I used to listen to, like, try other podcasts, but they were from like creators that I liked, and they were just straight like live, no editing. So boring, and there was so much dead space and stuff like that. So I didn't really enjoy it, and I found it super like boring. I thought all of them were like that. But I'm listening to this one, it's basically like a YouTube video. It just has no visuals. There's like music in the background, they're talking, and there's no like dead space, so it's still entertaining, and I'm still enjoying it. So as of right now, I kind of like it. We're here at the airport now. This is my cousin Leah. She's going to be joining me for this trip. She's not really joining me for this journey that we're going on, although she does have some books with her. So we'll be reading together, and I won't be alone. Yeah, so we're gonna get on the flight, and then we'll see you guys in Dominican.
We finally made it to the plane. The documentary I decided on was called Let There Be Drums, and it's about music, so, hopefully we enjoy it.
All right, well, we're now all settled in. We've settled into our room and everything. We've eaten, taken some naps. The place is pretty nice. I mean, it's Dominican Republic. It's always nice, good temperature and everything. But yeah, the trip here, I watched the documentary. I didn't finish it. It just wasn't for me. It was talking about like drumming and stuff like that. I thought there would be more of like a musical taste and not like solely on drumming. Even though, it's called Let's Say Drums or whatever. So shouldn't have expected much. But I then read some of my manga, but again, we can only read it once, so I tried to limit myself, not read too much. And then I started another documentary about these three siblings that were long lost twins, triplets, and stuff like that. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. But yeah, now I'm here. I downloaded this puzzle game because my cousin recommended it to me. So I'm trying it out, but just so that it's not like I could just play games whenever, I set myself a time limit for 1.5 hours. So I can't just keep playing it as long as I want. Every day I only have 1.5 hours to play it. So I'm not gonna be doing it all day, every day, you know what I mean? But yeah, so from here on, you're gonna get just like end of the day updates on how things went. Probably starting tomorrow, I'm gonna start reading the books. And then I'm gonna give an overall feelings on it at the very end of the video. So stay tuned. I know this is going to be a longer video, hoping not to go past 20 minutes. But yeah, so I'll see you guys later. Good morning. It is now the beginning of the second full day. I forgot to do my review of the first full day, so I'm going to do that now. I had a pretty good day. I read the How to Build Friends book. I enjoyed it. I read the beginning. I only read like 7 pages so far because I'm kind of a slow reader, but it was still pretty entertaining, and I liked a lot of what I saw, and I kept like reciting it to my cousin. I listened to a little bit of my podcast. I didn't really feel a need to go on screens as much. If I did, I just played that game that I told you about. I'm fine, like it's going pretty well. So I'll give this a couple more days, and then I'll give a review of how it's been going so far, like at a halfway point, and then we'll go from there. All right, folks, we're halfway through the week. We're almost done. I can finally get back to screens. No, I'm kidding. And you might be wondering why I'm kidding. That's because it's actually going pretty decently. I am 33 pages into the book. I've read a decent amount. The first day that I only read like 2 pages, and then I read 7 pages, and then my dad made fun of me, so I decided to read 20-something pages. Like I said, it's giving me like good advice. I like the analogies that they use. The only thing is, like, I feel like I'm not gonna do this like on my own. I just don't see myself being like, let me sit down and read a book. But again, overall, it's going pretty good. I'm not really hating it. It's pretty decent, so yeah, pretty good day. So next time you see me, it'll be on the last day and then final review, so. Well, the trip has come to an end, so the experiment is finally over. What? He's reading during checkout? And he's reading on the plane? You heard that right, everyone. I read on the way back. And now, it's time for the review. Me and my mom agree that these past 7 days probably wasn't enough to really get a hang of everything. The reason for us saying that is because I was very busy during the resort. Like, it's not like I'm home where I'm in the presence of screens and like I have to tell myself just not to do it. I was at a place where there was so much more to do than screens. There were games to play, there were activities to take a part of. I didn't really have a reason to force myself to read. However, I think that I still got enough of the experience to change my life around. Where I left off with books and everything, I'm now on page 68 of How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I, again, already really enjoy it. It's a really good book to read and to gain perspective on other people in the world. I guess another way to title it would be How to Understand People Better. Because what I'm getting out of the book right now is how to understand people and how to kind of deal with them, but also use your knowledge of people to gain friends and influence others and stuff like that, influence people. And then my manga book, funny enough, I thought for sure that I was gonna read through the whole thing by like the 4th day and then just not be able to read it at all. I'm still not done with it, and I already started it before the trip. I was already done with chapter 1. I think there's 6 chapters total, and I'm in the middle of the last chapter still. I still haven't finished the whole thing. So I'm surprised as much as you probably are. Like I said, I'm changing my life around a little bit. There are some habits that I'm going to be changing. I'm going to be doing so by taking the advice of one of the podcasts that I'm listening to. My favorite of the 2 podcasts that I chose was this one that I hadn't mentioned to you, but it's called The Happiness Lab. And that one is just a podcast where they dive deep and interview a lot of different people on their views of happiness and how to gain it. And then they find different things that bring us happiness and how to achieve those things. So one of those is breaking bad habits and starting new ones. And that's what I'm currently listening to right now. So when I'm done listening to that, I'm going to use the advice to change some of my habits. For example, one of my bad habits is whenever I use the bathroom, I always take my Switch or my phone to watch stuff to just stimulate my brain. So instead of that, I think might as well just take a book every time. And so far, I've been pretty successful in that. I haven't taken my phone to the bathroom in a while. And the problem with taking my phone to the bathroom is that, I'm in there for a while because I want to keep watching the video, or if I take my Switch, I want to keep playing the game. But here, I'm actually, getting like useful information into my head. And also, if I'm really not feeling like reading, which is a majority of the time, then I'll just read at least like one page, and then I'll be out of there. And, that's the point of going to the bathroom. You're just supposed to go and you're out. So this will be a lot better. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm just going to be reading a book every time I use the bathroom. Another thing I'm going to be changing is I'm going to try to listen to at least one podcast a day. I'm probably going to stick to the Happiness Lab because it feels a lot more like I'm listening to something that I want to hear, and because I want to achieve happiness. I want to help others achieve happiness. But the Hidden Brain was more about just understanding why we think the way we think. And that's nice, but it almost feels like a class that I'm taking, and I feel like I'm talking to a teacher. However, with the Happiness Lab, it almost sounds like a friend that's reaching out to you because they want you to be happy. So I really enjoyed that one. So I'm probably going to be listening to that more. And the last thing I'm going to be changing, which is probably going to be the hardest, is not using my form of TikTok. What I mean by my form of TikTok is I feel like we all have our own forms of TikTok, whether it's Instagram Reels, TikTok, or YouTube Shorts. In my case, it's YouTube Shorts. Every time a YouTube short is recommended to me, I tap on it, and without thinking, I scroll. And I just keep scrolling. But the content that I see afterwards, 1 out of 50 times is actually something that I'd like to see. The rest of it is just memes from Discord or stuff like that. So it's not really anything that I need to see. It's not beneficial to me at all. So from now on, if I do see a YouTube short, I'm going to try to prevent myself from scrolling, and I'm just going to tap on it, watch that YouTube short, and then tap out. I've been doing that today, and so far it's pretty successful. I think that this will change my life significantly. Overall, I think this was a success, but not in the way that I thought it would be. My success was that I would get through it, be like, Mom, it's just not my thing. I'm not going to do it anymore. and then I would just go back to screens and everything. But even though I am going to go back to screens, I'm going to keep watching anime, play video games and stuff, I am happy that I'm going to be implementing books and podcasts into my life a little bit more. I hope you enjoyed this video. I thought it was pretty fun, this experiment. I thought it just was a great time. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Star Power out.